to wreck the American economy that fast, you've seriously got to have nothing up there. I mean, we have to take some medicine to get better. I thought it was already like fine. I mean, I don't know what crashing the stock market is going to do, but it's going down today, and not in a good way. It is crashing. So today is going to be a market crash Monday. I mean, it's not the drop off happening, and now it's just dropped. I mean, I guess this is what they wanted, right? Like, they're like, oh, let's just like make things terrible and people will want to reelect us. And like angrily tweeting out on your own social media platform to not be a panican is not going to turn the economy around. What is he doing? He has no brains. And like, I'm somebody who loves zombie movies, and this just reminds me of how a zombie movie starts. I mean, let's ruin the economy, right? Let's, have a bunch of brain dead people walking around, often like entire government branches. Let's just make it non-functional. So the American economy is crashing. I've loved to hear from people who are losing their money. I talked to one person, they were down $10,000 already on their retirement accounts. So like flashback 2008, 2009, when you take out the economy and you start messing with people's life savings, things start getting really, 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 really bad. And this is where we're at. Certain people have been very vocal about their support for this guy, and they've been going, what are you doing, Zach? Like, don't make fun of the Trumpster. But this is why, because he's going to ruin the economy. Absolutely damaging, devastating drops happening. I think the Nasdaq was down like 7.2%, and they were predicting that this could be a 20% loss. 20% loss with no floor in sight. And all he can do is tell us that we need to take our medicine and not be panicans and cap locks. I'm sorry. You can only bullshit your way through life so much. And like, I'm somebody who encounters a lot of bullshitters, and this is some serious bullshitting. Like, it's like, let's just create wars with everybody and see how this turns out for us. I mean, he imposed tariffs on countries that are minuscule, that have almost no trade with the United States. How is that going to incentivize people to want to trade with this country? It's not. It's a devastating loss. How do you screw up that badly? And the answer is by convincing everybody who has half a brain to vote for you instead of a full brain. Because personally, I have a full brain, not half a brain, like some people. And this is how we get there. Good job, Donald Trump. You're ruining that economy. Like, tell everybody not to be a panican. I mean, honestly, he's never done a single damn brave thing in his life. He's a rich kid, a pampered rich kid who was raised on Fred Trump's, coattails, literally, and who has never done anything brave in his life. He never served in the military. He's never served in any type of way. He is in it for himself. And his idea here seems to be that if he makes things bad enough, right, if he drops the value of assets, that his rich friends will gobble up the assets. I think that's what they're talking about down at Mar-a-Lago. But it doesn't work like that. When you ruin people, you ruin the average everyday person who is banking on their retirement to be there. You're really not going to do yourself any favors. So we'll see how long this lasts. Obviously, the markets today are panicking. And it is going to turn from a panic into a depression. And I mean, it's just a question of at what point, right, people really get sick of this guy and go, no, we can't just let him drive the car into a ditch. Which is what Obama said, right, back in the day when he took over, from George W. Bush, that he had to pull the car out of the ditch. And unfortunately, we can't have Obama be president again, but somebody's going to have to pull this car out of the ditch. You can't destroy the economy like that and not expect it to have some consequences. And imposing extreme tariffs on all of our important trading partners, even ones who are allies, is a terrible strategy. So if anybody who's losing their money, if you're losing your retirement account, I really want to hear from you, especially if you voted for him. Because you can't do this and have half a brain cell. And like, I talk to some people, and they're just like, they don't even know. They don't even understand why, the markets are crashing and why. Like, they're just going about their daily routines, going, there's this big debate about Trump and about the Democrats, and, I don't know. Well, now you know, because things are about to get spicy. Very spicy. The cost of fuel is going to go up, the cost of groceries is going to go up, your 401k is going to be taking a big hit. And some people are encouraging this. They love that he's a bully. Except you can't bully the world. You can't bully your way through life. Expect to succeed. In the end, you're just going to be a marginal figure. So he's going to go down as a marginal president, worse than Grover Cleveland, who is comparing himself to. And he is not getting a third term. Oh my God, just stop already. You're not getting a third term. Nobody's going to want this. It's not going to work. And the signs are right now. No, not a single economist is going, this is smart. Not a single one. And that should tell you something. He has intimidated and threatened and bullied his way through everybody. And unfortunately, you can't bully economists. They call it the dismal science for a reason. Economy is a dismal science because inherently, right, markets crash. But this time, this is not even a natural economic cycle. This is self-inflicted. This is a self-inflicted wound to the American economy from trying to fight with our friends for no reason. For no reason. He thinks that he's going to just dramatically get people to want to buy American things again without having any trade. And it's just never been the history of this country. This has always been a trading country. You can go back to like 1792 and you will find American ships selling to China to get jade and silk and tea. There's always been trade. There's always been a foreign trade. Free, commerce on the oceans is a foundational principle of democratic government and the idea of capitalism. What he is doing is anti-capitalistic. Whatever you think about it, it is not capitalism to restrict the market, right? And that's what he's doing. He's restricting the market by putting insane tariffs on everybody, including friendly trading partners. I mean, how bad do you have to screw up to piss off the Canadians? The Canadians are cute. They're friendly. They're to the north. They have maple syrup and they play hockey. Like, the Canadians are our friends, and here you are picking a fight with our ally for no reason. And it's one thing, they spent years railing against NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement, and going, no, we can't do that. Except it has brought us security. Canada and Mexico are our best allies, frankly. And we get labor from Mexico, and we get all kinds of products from Canada. And when you piss that off, right, when you create draconian, barriers like walls and tariffs, you upset the entire global order. And that's what's happening today. The European markets are down. The Chinese markets are down. Taiwanese markets are down. Korean markets are down. Japanese markets are down. Thankfully, no, I am extremely fiscally conservative.